doing like a nightclub thing, where they dunk their larynx down and they add the vibrato. So he's not trying to live up to any like pop icon image right now. He's being playful and cute. He's got a really nice low register. Hi, I'm Renee Urbanovich, and we're going to do a Voice Teacher Reacts with Brandon Urie, Panic at the Disco, live at the lounge, singing The Death of a Bachelor. It ought to be fun because he's so much fun. And so please subscribe so you don't miss any. And here we go.
Do I look lonely? I see the shadows on my face. People have told me I don't look the same, but they wouldn't even know, so I don't know. Maybe I lost weight.
Oh, so charming. See, I've never seen this. I've really never even seen him. I only listen to his vocals through my students. So this probably happens to a lot of voice teachers, but we end up not listening to music much on our own because we're doing it all day long, 5 to 7 days a week. And so, the silence is really nice. So when I do these, I'm literally seeing his cuteness for the very first time. Anyway, I'm taken by his charm. He's doing like a nightclub thing, where they dunk their larynx down and they add the vibrato. So he's not trying to live up to any like pop icon image right now. He's being playful and cute. He's got a really nice low register. And he's kind of in a loungy scenario. It's not that rock and roll, huge stadium feeling. It's very intimate. Like a lounge singer, haha, thus the name The Lounge. Okay, here we go. Let me hear more. I like the deep voice, but I know he can go high, so I'm looking forward to it. Here we go.
Or I'm playing hooky with the best of the best. Put my heart on my chest so that you can see it too. I'm walking the long road, watching the sky fall. The lace in your dress tangles my neck. How do I live the death of a...
Holy heck. Live. That's an A. The death. Oh, it's an A and an A. Live the death of a... Okay, wow. Okay, so this activity, throwing his head back, I'm not sure how healthy that is. I went to the chiropractor about a month ago, and he's like, no, just turn this way, this way, this way, and this way. He said not to do that, and not to do that, and not to throw it back. So, yeah, he did it repetitively. I don't know how healthy that is, but it's kind of cute. It reminds me of like the boy bands that when they would hold the mic like this and then they go, whoosh, whoosh. They wouldn't move the mic, they'd move their face. And before that, people would hold the mic and then move the mic like that. So it's just a thing for his performance, but I like how he's using his hand on his body. He's making himself all sexy. Woohoo, I'm there. Okay, that high note was amazing, and this is why he is the new Freddie Mercury. Agreed? He's even a little bit cleaner than Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury had kind of a rapid vibrato. That's the guy from Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody. There's a movie about him. So his vibrato was super rapid. It was still fine. It wasn't disconcerting. But I feel like Brandon Urie has either better breath control or better training, or maybe the 70s and 80s just produced more rapid vibrato. I don't know, because folk was before that. And, Dolly Parton has rapid vibrato, and some of those singer-songwriters from the 60s had rapid vibrato. So I don't know where Freddie Mercury got it, but let's just go back to Brandon Urie. Here we go. Oh my gosh. After. Let's find out what those notes are. He's got a C in what sounds like chest voice. After. And then which was a E. So it's really hard for a male voice or a bass voice to be able to hit a C in what sounds like chest. If he's just gifted, good for him. Not many men can sing a C night after night. You know, maybe some tenors are just yelling that C, fine. But night after night after night, chances are you're trained. So let me explain what I explain to my male students and my bass students. That if you really want to hit a C, you have to start it in head voice, right? Ah! Ah! So you would start in with a C. Ah! In head. And the more you do it with closed chords in a head tone, because in a head tone, you're thinning your chords out. You can't just try and do it husky. I'm a woman. I have a little tiny vocal cord set of vocal cords. And I can't scream a C. It hurts. So I have to go into my head voice where I thin out my chords. Ooh, ah. And then if you hold it long enough, it starts to run out of air. The chords get a little closer together, and then you add resistance. It's the primal feature, like if you were in danger and you're out of air and you have to get the tribe to hear you. It's a primal feature in our bodies that help. So it gives it resistance, it gives it bass, where you're going to use more of the longitude of the vocal cords and not just latitude. So it's a trick that you have to just do and do and do. All you have to do is let me know you need help and I'll help you. But do not try and do that C in chest voice. You'll hurt yourself and your larynx will hike up and you're just doing everything wrong. And then when you do finally go to lessons, your voice teacher has to get rid of bad habits. So save yourself the trouble and just sing it in head tone with him. I'll go along with him here to show you.
So fitting for
Okay, you heard it there. It sounds like he's belting, but if you're listening carefully, it's a mix. You can hear all the head voice in there. Listen here. It is not a screechy chest voice. Good for him. God, he's good. He's a great person to teach with. Listen to this. Head voice. How could I? So then he goes back to a huskier chest, which fools us, right? So, how could I? He is, you hear the head voice in there. Here's another little explanation I give to my students, okay? Maybe you didn't want this, but when he is up that high, when you are mixing, you start with the jelly, and that's the ringy, sweet sound. How could I? And no one wants to sound like that. You don't want to sound like, how could I ask for more? Because he doesn't sound like that. So you try and yell it. You're going to hurt yourself. Start with the jelly, the sweet. How could I ask? And then you're going to add the peanut butter, and then you're going to marry it and put together a layered sandwich. The bass will come. Do that little exercise where you just hold the note. And you add resistance and you add bass. But first you just do it straight in head voice. Okay, I'm so happy to help you if you need help, but that should at least warn you of the dangers of trying to sound like Brandon Urie. But the truth is, he may have learned that from his voice teacher, and he may just be natural at it. It's part of our culture these days. When I was growing up, there was just two voices, chest voice and head voice. You either yelled and screamed or you sang soft. Now, because of the laryngeal stroboscopy and X-rays and the science that has come along since the 80s, which is when I started singing, we can see that we can use our voices in so many different ways. He is a wonderful example, and maybe I should research him to see if he is natural or if he was trained. But for you at home, don't try this at home, trying to belt that, you're going to hurt yourself. Don't do it. It's an E. And if you are doing it, then you're natural and you're thinning out. You're doing what we call thinning out. Okay, so too much information. I'm sorry. He's just so charming and so good at what he does. But remember, he's not doing what you do, and he's not doing what, I don't know, Pavarotti does. He's doing what he does. And that's where your unique voice comes in. You find your own voice, and you're going to just be as charming and sit so pretty because you're being you. Sometimes when we're trying to mimic or copy a singer, it just never really settles into any authenticity or groove. It just doesn't sparkle because we're not being true to our own voice. We're trying to jam our voice into someone else's style. So he developed this style, and man, is it fun. It doesn't remind me of any genre. In fact, it's a little bit theatrical. Okay, so I'm going to take it back to that really high note, and then we'll keep listening. I hope this is making sense. Chest voice. Nice bass.
Feels like my heart is going to burst.
Burst.
At a table for two.
Does his hair.
I just wanna be saved.
Oh, I'm so glad I chose this. I'm dying. Did you hear that? Let's hear it again and then we'll break it up. And if you don't care, then don't listen. But this is amazing. Teaching moment. Wow.
Table for two.
Bass. Middle. Right on.
And when you think of me.
Okay, here's my little trick playback speed. We're going to play it a little slower. 0.75. Now listen to the voice shifting. It's actually as fluid as anyone ever needs to be. Brandon, not that you're going to listen to this, but my gosh, it is smooth as heck. But let's analyze it so we can learn what you're doing either naturally or trained. So here we are at 0.75. Listen to the shifts. He's going to go in 3 registers. He's going to go in husky chest, which is bassy. He's going to go in a spoken chest without any pressure or tension or resistance. Then he's going to flip up to middle voice and then go straight up to a head voice sound, which is really, it's really still mixed, but we'll call it head voice because it's bloody high. Okay, here we go. Woohoo.
At a table for two.
Chest,
And I just
bass,
wanna
chest,
be saved.
middle, head.
And when you think
Isn't this mean?
alone at a table
Listen,
for two.
learn.
And I just
Chest,
wanna
head.
be saved. And when you think of me.
Okay, so that's what you do when you don't know what's happening and you're trying to learn and mimic. And that's how you learn something and make it clean and train yourself. You slow everything down. I guess it's just like a dancer, a tap dancer. You slow the step down until your little muscles can get it. We don't have so many muscles. There's just a few. Might as well learn how to do it with the right form. Okay, I know he's not my teacher or your teacher, but he's a good teacher. He is so fun to listen to. Okay, so as far as the spirit behind it, I'm being all technical. I'm sorry. He's charming and fun, but that voice is what it's really about. So I can't help but like glob onto it and go, what are you doing? I must know. Okay, so keep going here. We're only a minute and a half in, and I keep going for the teaching moment. Here we go. You cute thing, you.
Am I the best you've ever had? Share one more drink with me. Smile even though you're sad.
Okay, love that fluidity. He's up there in his spoken tone, and then he dips it down into his big bass, which means he's using more mass on the longitude of the chords. Isn't he charming? I'd have a second drink with you.
I'm walking the long road, watching the sky fall. The lace in your dress tangles my neck. How do I live the death of a bachelor?
Ow!
Letting the waterfall.
Let's just talk for a minute about the licks. So actually, my dad just said that to me the other day. He's like, yeah, I kind of don't like when they change the pitch so much, all in one word. And I said, do you mean licks and riffs and trills? He goes, I guess so. So he's doing them sparingly, which you got to love. When he does do a lick, it's really good, and it seems off the cuff. It doesn't seem rehearsed, right? Oh, it's so good. A riff would be on guitar, and a trill would be more classical music. And so that's why we say, I got to get my chops up. I got to get my chops up because you know how you lick your chops? When you're not in good voice, you got to get your chops up. So he is actually not overdoing the licks. We call that, gratuitous licks, gratuitous riffs and licks and trills. You don't need them. He doesn't need them. But he also does another device. He cuts out the vibrato when he's emphasizing something. He doesn't have any vibrato. And then when it comes back in, it's like, it was just like butter. And then that low voice is like molasses. Here we go. I'm pulling it back. Here we go. I can't help it. I have to hear it again. Okay, I think he missed on Only somebody so self-confident would put themselves on YouTube Live. I'm sorry. I'm going to pick on him. I want to see that he wasn't perfect and he's not a robot and see him be just a little bit off. Nah, it was good enough. It was good live. It wasn't perfect, but it was good. Okay, I'm going on. The death of a bachelor. All right, can I get up? Okay. The death of a bachelor. Letting a waterfall. The death of a bachelor. Ow! Seems so meaningful. Oh, gosh, this is like gymnastics for the voice. So in gymnastics, you've got, the parallel bars, the balance beam, the trampoline, the floor, the rings. There's a million. So imagine doing one event and then just going to the next one, the parallel bars, and then jumping off and doing the floor and just going from one event to the next. And that's kind of what this guy is doing. He is so fluid, going from that chest register, that bass register, and then flying on up to the spoken tone, the chest, the top of the chest voice, then thinning out to a really hard mix. It sounds like chest. It's not. It's a mix. And then jumping all the way up to the highest head tone note that a vocal cord, set of vocal cords that big, because he's a man, can get that thin and sing in head voice. And he still has vibrato and he still has freedom. Now imagine doing that fast and then imagine doing it 7 nights a week when you're on tour. And look at him. He's in great shape. I don't know how old he is. I mean, isn't everybody in great shape till they're, 35? But he's in great shape. And singing and breathing and performing burns so many calories. He's really taking good care of his instrument, which is his body and himself. And I'm assuming he wrote this song too. So let's pull it back. That's a high A. I can't. I don't even want to sing a high A live. Want to hear it again? Oh my goodness. Wow. Baby. Okay. Totally entertaining. The best use of a voice live that you could want. That was just stunning. So the entertainment value is amazing. The learning is amazing. He's darling. He's charming. Okay, it's no wonder he has 1 million fans and sells 1 million records. He's great. I have nothing else to say other than this is what music does. Oof, it inspires me. It inspires my day. Like if I had to clean the house or do something I didn't want to do, clean up dog poop. I don't have a dog. But something that, uninspiring, I would put this guy on. He makes me feel really, really good. He's fun to watch, and he's phenomenal. And if I was a male singer or a bass or something, I'd be like, oh, I want to sing like him. I am jealous. In my next life, I want to come back with a big fat set of vocal cords in my body. That's what I want. I am jealous. Okay, so we are done with you. We'll never be done with you, Brandon Urie. Thank you for tuning in to Voice Teacher Reacts with me, Renee Urbanovich. Please subscribe, and I will see you next time so you don't miss any. Bye.